This is a great book you should probably read, and it's called The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood.
So The Handmaid's Tale is about a time in America where reproduction rates are like dangerously low, like because of this like virus called Agent Orange, and Agent Orange causes women to either not get pregnant at all, or when they do have a child and do end up getting pregnant, they have a chance to pop out a baby, or that 95% chance is they pop out a baby that's like got an eye on its back and like it's just completely mutated. So to solve this issue, a force has taken over the government and forced everybody in America just to separate into these different groups, and the main groups that are really important to the story are the aunts, who we hate the aunts, they're so annoying. The handmaids, which is the main people, our main character who narrates this entire book, and the couple, the elite couple, which is a commander, which is the man, and then Serena Joy, which is the commander's wife, and in our story it's Serena Joy. And so basically Afghan, our main character, goes into this elite couple as their handmaid to have their child, and how they do that is that they go through this ceremony. I explained the ceremony part really bad in this part. So basically the ceremony is a threesome between the handmaid, the commander's wife, and the commander. And the commander's wife, it's a very uncomfortable scene. The commander's wife is underneath the handmaid, and then the commander's on top of her, and they're making a baby.
The book delves into very complicated topics, such as the foundation of feminism in a dystopian world. So it's not quite like feminism is in this world, but it's actually got the same like foundation and the same premise behind it. So it's really insightful for people who have like ideas of misogyny, and for women who want to learn about why their rights are super important. It's a great book for more advanced readers because it's challenging from a literature perspective, and it's got some really complicated themes and ideas and sentences and a really interesting writing style that makes the book super fun.
The author of this book is Margaret Atwood, and she writes a lot of books. So she has like poetry. I've read like a couple of her poems. She's really good, and she uses like a lot of complicated writing, and she's like a major feminist. All the way back in like 1980 something was when this book was written, and it's just, when you read that book, it sounds like it was written in like 2017 or like 2018, like at the oldest, but it's like very relevant for when it was written.
So the author's writing a lot of times, it can be kind of like a cup of coffee. Like it can be very edgy and hard to take in at times and bitter, but a lot of times it's very smooth and like poetic.
An example of this would be, my red skirt is hitched up to my waist, though no higher. Below it, the commander is fucking. Well, he's fucking.
It's not even funny, it's just because you're saying it.
What he is the lower part of my body. I do not say making love, because this is not what he's doing.
Cool.
Margaret Atwood wrote The Handmaid's Tale in the 1980s, which was a super monumental time period for American feminism. In the 1980s, there were two competing groups of feminism called equality feminism and difference feminism. Equality feminism argued that women and men were so similar that they should have equal rights, whereas difference feminism argued that because the two genders were so different, they needed each other to have a fully functioning society, and they needed equal rights in that society.
Yeah, and the book, The Handmaid's Tale, really, the society Gilead within the book, really supports difference feminism, but in a way that is corrupted and taken out of context, because they view women as the only reason that we need them is for their childbearing abilities, and it turns into this really corrupt society.
So we see some major themes that play out in The Handmaid's Tale, and one of them involves gender roles. And with this comes pregnancy and other things that are expected of women that are very outdated. And men. And some outdated things with this, and we really see it in The Handmaid's Tale, is pregnancy. Now, both comes in the role of the man doing it with the woman and then producing a child. The woman is expected to be almost babied, so when they're pregnant, it's like they can't do anything. And then the men are supposed to protect the house, provide for the family. And what we really have to think about is, for the woman, is it harder for them to live down to expectations, or is it harder for men to live up to expectations?
Also, in another theme that we have is love. In this world, there's like no love because it's just focusing on women get pregnant, have baby, have normal baby with commander, and that's it. Like there's no love, there's no intimacy, there's no nothing. Like during the ceremony where like they have sex, there's no kissing allowed because that would make it bearable for the woman. Another thing we have in here is religion. This book literally opens up with a Bible verse talking about like how having a child is like the most important thing to this world, and there's these characters called the aunts, and whenever a woman does something bad, like if she has like an abortion, she's considered an unwoman, which like we know abortions are against the Bible, like no matter what your opinion is on that. But if like she does something like that, they'll just scream Bible verses at her and they'll take it out of context, and it's just like that theme is very important. Also, one of like the most interesting quotes is, "You can wet the rim of a glass and run your finger around the rim and it'll make a sound." This just shows like how random this book can be. It's like,
And how over-sexualized everything is.
yeah,
And
everything
how
in this book is
crazy
very horny.
And how crazy that she's like gone in like the isolating society, and she's just like, she thinks about the most weird things.
Kind of going crazy.
Like, her
going
only
crazy.
friend is herself. Like, that's...
She just like talks to herself in her brain, and
And,
we
like-
get some really weird stuff out of it like that. My favorite character in the novel is Moira, because she is also a handmaid and she's also roped into this horrible situation, but she keeps being funny the whole time, and she's still like very sarcastic and disobedient to the whole thing that's going on.
And one of these characters is our main character's mother, and although I have mixed feelings about her, she really just doesn't care about what anybody thinks, and overall she just does her own thing, goes against ideals, against man-based hierarchy, and going against gender roles that have been put through time over traditions that are very outdated.
Our least favorite characters
Is the ants!
The ants suck.
hate them!
We hate them.
They
They're
suck.
so annoying. Okay.
suck.
They're so annoying because like
Yeah, they
they're
actually,
literally
like-
they're the oppressors and they're women.
Yeah,
They're
they suck.
oppressing the woman.
They suck, because it's one thing when men oppress women, it's like, okay, dude, like I
Like,
know we're
that's some
not on the
biblical
same team,
stuff.
but like, damn. But when it's friendly fire, that's a fat L, bro. Like, I can't even lie. That's so, like, it's so because it's like the women that know what this should feel like, and they're like, oh, like they should be able to empathize with the handmaids, but no. So another example of modern feminism is Taylor Swift's Twitter, because, you know, your girl's a feminist and like an ally and all that good stuff. So
If
Taylor
you
Swift-
like Taylor Swift's Twitter, you will like this book.
Like
read the book.
all feminist activists like today, like all that feminism stuff going on today, like that's very relevant. Like it almost seems like Roe v. Wade, like everything that's going on today.
Taylor Swift has multiple hit songs that have been based off of feminism, like her single "The Man" that was featured in Lover album. Got it. Okay. This book is really important to educate teenagers about how important their rights are, their individual rights, and how misogynistic behaviors that are showcased on a daily basis in public places such as TikTok comment sections, Instagram comment sections, like forums, TikTok lives where they have debates. These things are so public and so normalized that a lot of people might begin to take their ideas and turn them into reality in their heads.
And this is why it's a great book you should probably read.
Please subscribe if you are new to this channel. Thank you. Bye.